So something that took me quite a while to learn has been frame control. And today I want to teach you this in my video.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about frame control. Frame control is about framing the frame. What is a frame? A frame is your pair of eyes, your perception, your perspective, your storyline in a sense. Frame control is storyline or narrative control. Okay? And one could even say that a frame is one's ego. Okay, one's identity. So what is a frame battle? It's an ego battle. It's an ego clash. Okay? The first thing I want you to understand about a frame is mental. Okay? And as you start exploring what a frame is, you notice it's just ideas. So if you can have an argument with somebody and win, you have a solid frame, which means you have a solid belief system. You have solid ideologies that you believe in, and you have a fundamental philosophy of your life. You will stand up for your philosophy of life. That is a frame. So to have flow state, you got to have frame control. You can't just go with the flow. You got to be the flow. And to be the flow, you got to set the boundaries. You got to set the frames. This airy-fairy, everything's positive 24/7 mentality isn't going to help you. Just be yourself, and all this other conventional wisdom isn't going to help you. Okay, frames are going to help you. Frames are your friend. Because they're your ideas. So what are your best ideas? And are you taking action on them? If you have a solid philosophy of your life, and you are acting on it every single day, you have a reference for it internally, it becomes like muscle memory. And you can access it at any time. How powerful does that sound? To own a frame. A frame that is so solid and so unbreakable that no one can push you down. A great example of someone with frame control is Donald Trump. Whatever they throw at him, he has a rebuttal. Sometimes taking ideas away from the topic, sometimes flipping the topic, using his own strategies, name calling, whatever it is that he's going to apply in that very moment. You hear this with actors like Russell Brand. You see this in movies constantly when someone is trying to win an argument. You hear this in debates. Who is the one controlling the narrative? Media. Media is incredible at frame control. Politicians are incredible at frame control. Okay? Isn't frame control a way to say marketing or propaganda or promotional content? If you're controlling the frame, you're controlling the narrative. So control the narrative of your own life. Don't let other people control the frame for you, because then you're losing. You have a weak frame. The stronger frame always eats up the weaker frame. This is the laws of the jungle. Okay, the concrete jungle. We've got to understand that you can't get diluted by your frame as well. Keep your frame slightly flexible so you can adapt it at any time and add additions to it. Don't make it so sharp and edgy that you can't place another frame on top of that if you want. I mean, there are great examples of people with such a strong frame that they end up sabotaging themselves. There's also incredible stories of people winning with frame control. Winning an election, winning a popularity contest, winning a talent show, winning a debate, winning a rap battle. All of these are frame control based. The person with the strongest frame has everybody pitching into the storyline, which is why you see this example in this movie of 22 Jump Street. I think it was the They come back to the school, right? They have to pretend to be these students or whatever, and they're very politically correct nowadays, and so they're like millennials, millennials, and I'm a millennial, and hipsters and stuff like this, vegans, and so they come back, right? But they lose the frame against this school because they have a philosophy, they have a mindset, they all band together to be these hipsters, right? Which is funny because hipster means non-mainstream, and then they're all kind of in a group together. But anyway, in any case, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, they come back or whatever in the movie, and they get outed by these hipsters. Why? Because their frame control is stronger. Because they have a stronger frame. The school's frame is stronger than their frame, as they just walked in to their territory, you see? And they're trying to fit in to this territory, but they're actually, older people, right? They're an older generation. They're undercover cops, right? Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen that movie, go watch it, okay? In any case, in 22 Jump Street, we had that example of frame control. Now, what is another great example of frame control? Boiler Room. When that man walks in and he says, "Excuse me, man, can you please get out of my seat?" And he sits down and he gives the speech of a lifetime. I'm not here to, give you guys excuses. This is what is possible from this. This is who I want. This is what we're going to do. This. Any questions? Okay, that is a great example of frame control, because frame control is not just the words you say, it's the body language. Okay, it's the tonality. It's the appearance. It's anything that's controlling the narrative. What is controlling the narrative? Probably the way that you look. Probably the way that you smell. Probably how well you embody your philosophies. How congruent are you? How congruent are you to your beliefs? Are you always the type of person who's non-confrontational? If so, gotta watch your frame. Okay, come back to your values. Come back to this understanding of what is my storyline that I'm creating. And once you have that missing piece, you're gonna start to notice your life slowly developing, because now you're doing it by design, not by default. A frame is like a shield. We have to also know when to put the shield down. However, usually, if you have a very strong personality, you got shields up, and it's never coming down. Okay? Now, some people might say, "Oh, that's stubborn. Okay, that's arrogant." People with frame control, very strong frame control, they can be seen that way. But they're also very resilient. They have persistence and they have presence. So they're able to stay calm when there's chaos around. And that's the greatest frame control. When you can be the one who's level-headed in a situation where nobody is. Because immediately, you're the leader in that situation. So you have the frame control. Does this make sense, guys? Give me a thumbs up if this makes sense. And so, what you have to practice is being the authority of your own life. Not let other people deciding for you what to do, but really deciding from that purest place within. When you can do that, you have frame control. And maybe some of you do this unconsciously, just didn't know how to name or whatever, right? I've been doing this subconsciously for a while. You got to, as an influencer, you've got to, You've got to learn how to do that. Otherwise, people don't take you seriously. They're not going to give you the respect. Like if I just started a video like, hey there guys, so it's my first video, and like, what would you guys think of me, man? But hey, I know what I'm talking about. I know that I'm an authority on flow state, and that's why people keep coming back to my videos and asking me for advice. Because of this very reason. Because I embody the fact that I'm an authority on flow state, and that's frame control. Okay? I'm not afraid to talk about it. Because the thing is, we are in this meta, I was about to say metaverse, but we are in this meta situation. Or we're looking beyond at what is. Think about a frame that can't be broken. So deeply ingrained into your spirituality. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say you have this concept in your mind that sex is a sin. It doesn't make me feel sexy. It's a weak frame, right? So how do we make this into a stronger frame? You merge your sensuality with your spirituality in some way. Ooh, yeah. Actually, me embodying myself actually helps me to heal in a tantric way. And actually, me meditating and connecting with source and oneness, makes me feel sexier. Because I am that source. I am that emanating, divine, pure essence. And so are you. You see, now we're working with the energy. Before, we weren't. So frame control, frames swallow other frames. That sensuality frame just swallowed that spirituality frame. Or it could be vice versa too. Spirituality frame swallow the sensuality frame. This is what is possible with this. You can completely change the associations and the captivity in your mind, the constraints in your mind, the limiting beliefs, and create them into limitless beliefs. And this is the power of frame control. Stay real, stay loyal, and stay away from the haters. Let's get it. Upward Spiral gang, may we never be the same again. Hit that subscribe button. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Boom.